I don't know if I ever told this story, but when I was living in New York, I had signed up for Match.com, which was a dating site, and I never really met any women through it. But one thing that one night was particularly interesting, I'll never forget, was the night I went to a comedy club, and it was a part of a Match.com event, to go to this comedy club. And I don't know if anybody's ever experienced this, but we went to the club, and the comedians have all of their material geared for people that are either drunk, related, or easily, well, either drunk or related, like they're together. So they expect there to be married couples in the bar, and they expect that somebody's going to be drunk. And if they can make 10% of the crowd laugh, they can make everybody laugh. The only problem is in this case, everybody was single in the entire club. Nobody was drunk. It was their worst nightmare because all of their material was aimed at relationships and embarrassment. Basically, what defines a bad comedian is when your material is based on relationships and embarrassment. If you can't get laughs off of that stuff, then you're going to be like these guys that night. For 3 to 4 hours, they tried to get laughs, and you could just see it on their faces that they had met their Waterloo. They had come to the war that they were not going to win, and it was because they never saw it coming. And I just happened to be there that night, and I learned from it. And I was the lesson is probably best to learn to be a good comedian than a bad comedian, because a bad comedian relies on embarrassing people and getting at least some of the people to laugh. Their material will never work out at dry bar comedy. And the reason why I call it dry bar is there's no alcohol, and so it forces the comedians to be good comedians. And so to be a good comedian is you don't cuss, you don't say anything that's going to piss people off. You find material that would work with people who are in bad or good moods, stuff that's really off the wall, stuff that is really unique. Um, but all in all, is not going to embarrass anyone because the embarrassment's not going to work in a dry bar. So, if you really want to see how good a comedian you are, try to make people laugh outside of a bar, outside of a alcohol. People that are make children laugh, make, and that will determine whether you're a good comic. Otherwise, you're going to end up like one of these comics who ends up like being on HBO, but they're in front of an audience that's drunk or related. Okay, because that's what most of the bad comedians, most of the really naughty comedy and stuff like that, really only works between adults who are drunk. And if you've ever been on Altspace, there's this game called Holograms Against Humanity, and it says that it's for 17 plus. And I think the reason for that is both the content in it is disgusting, but also it expects that some of the people that are going to be playing the game are drunk, and that's the reason why it's so much fun. But they also that nobody can really get a corner on how to win. But I've already figured out the solution to how to win at that. You either have to be completely disgusting or you have to say something that's true. So you don't get a choice. You get a limited set of choices to answer with. But the thing is that um, somebody needs to reform it. Somebody needs to come in there and make it so that people can add stuff. Also open it up so that it's not. It really kind of is. What's really funny is it goes against Altspace's policy. A lot of that, what's in that game, it's a kind of a contradiction to the entire platform. And I don't think Microsoft's really gone into it and thought about, this is probably not a good thing.